Hi, today I'm gonna show you how to knit this beautiful woven cable hat. Let's get started. Please check my description box for all the details. I put all the information you need, including the written pattern. I knitted it 2 hats this time, 2 different sizes and crown, but same design, a little bit different. I'll get into it. This is bottom up knitting, and the rib and head section is same, but difference is the crown. Okay, what's the difference? This yellow one, okay, has left shifting decreasing crown, and this green one right shift decreasing crown. That's the only difference. Okay, example, yellow. Okay, the crown decreasing starts right after row number 5, which is left shift cable. That's why I use left shift crown. And the green one is starting to decrease right after the row number 1, which is right shift cable. So those 2 crowns starting on different rows, this is the reason why the height is a little bit different. Okay, and I will talk about a little bit more detail later. Also, those 2 different cast on number. Yellow one 108, green one is one size smaller. Start with 96 cast on. Okay, I just want to tell you both good size for me. Now I want to talk about the swatching gauges. I prepared 2 swatches, one with the regular and the other one is with the cable that I'm going to use for this project. Okay, and same stitch count and same rows. Okay, with the regular swatch I have 18 stitches and 27 rows within 4 inch by 4 inch. You can use this swatch to find out your cast on number. However, you have to consider one thing. Okay, the height is no problem, but the stitch count is a little bit the problem, because I'm using cable, so it will shrink a bit. You know what I'm saying? Because the the cable is crossing, right? That's the cable, so they're pulling each other a bit, so it will shrink just like that. Okay, so 6 stitches, worse, a size different. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of have to, think about the shrinkage for the, the cable knitting. So if you knit the regular swatch and then thought about it, and fine. Or you can use the, swatch with cable. Okay, I have 24 stitches within 4 inch with the cable swatch. However, if I use 24 stitches for the, math to find out my cast on number, it's going to be huge. The reason is it's quite stretchy material. So even though you're using the swatch with the cable, you kind of have to stretch them out like that and then count stitch count within 4 inch. Otherwise, it's gonna be huge. So I decide I'm gonna use the swatch with cable, but the gauge is 18 stitches times 27 rows. Coincidentally, same as my regular swatch. Okay, and according to my math, my cast on number should be 108 or 96. And I couldn't decide. That's why I need both. And ended up good size anyway. Again, the yellow one is slightly loose. So if you like the loose hat, you should knit one size bigger. But I think my husband, he can go with this one too. So it's quite big. I should say big enough. So let's move on to the math. Right, so I open up my math gauge template. Again, if you don't have my math template, you have to do the math by yourself. But it's easy, and I include those math in my written pattern. So as long as you follow my written instruction, you will be able to find your cast on number. Okay, so let me find out my cast on number. Okay, first of all, I'm going to put all the gauge information, swatch information. My swatch is 4" by 4". And again, I'm going to use the cable swatch with little bit stretched out. And the number was 18 stitches and 27 rows. Okay, this is my gauge. And my hip measurement around, okay, is 22 inches. So I'm going to put the 22 inches here because it says find out stitch count from the length. I know the length and want to find out the cast on number. So I put 22. Okay, there we go. 99. Okay, and remember this number 99, and let's go down and pick one. Okay, it says multiple of, I would say 12, because I want you to find the number for multiple of 12. And then I put 12 and enter, and right here, those numbers are all multiple of 12. And my math above, yellow one is 99, so I have to find the number close to 99, which is right here, 96 or 108. Again, I told you earlier I couldn't decide whether I should go with 108 or 96. So I decide I'm gonna actually knit both. But if you wanna knit only one, now is the time you have to decide. Now 108 is little, bigger than 99. 96 is little, less than 99. And it was all okay. So it's really up to you. Okay, so that's how you actually find out. And let me actually tell you, my regular swatch was same as the cable with stretch, right? So if you use regular swatch and your head size, okay, it's gonna be same. But this was quite coincidence. So it's really up to you if you want to knit just a regular swatch and then do the math, or you want to knit the swatch with cable and then do the math my way. You know what I'm saying? Also, one more thing, okay? If I use the swatch with cable without, stretch that out, okay, the stitch count was 24. So if I didn't stretch the swatch, the result is 132 stitch count. Okay, so go down 132 right here. So if I knit, if I do the math without the stretch them out, look at this, 132 cast on would be huge. Okay, because 108 cast is slightly loose. So think about it. 132 would be huge. So, okay. So, and it's really up to you. Okay. And depend on the yarn as well. If it's not stretchy type of yarn, maybe it's okay. So it's really up to you. Also, one more thing you have to know is this is actually 18. I'm gonna change for just in case. The crown, okay? The rows for the crowns is 23 rows, okay? To finish the crown, which is the top of your head, okay? And I want to know the length. You know what I'm saying? So this is 27th, 4 inch. So 23 rows is how many inch? That's how you think. So find out the length, okay? I want to know the length from row count. So I know the row count, which is 23. Everybody's saying 23 row count. So everybody put 23 row count here and enter. And here is blue section. So let's go down. Blue. 23 row count would be 3.4, about 3.5 inches. What does this means? You have to know this height because you have to stop knitting for your head part. After the rib, you have to knit the head part, right? And then about 3.5 inches before the top of your head, you have to start knitting the crown. In other words, you have to start decreasing towards the top of your head. So this is your target height. So you kind of have to think backwards, okay? You probably grab the your favorite heart or whatever and measure it, and then subtract 3.5. So you know how much you have to knit before you start decreasing, making the crown. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't find out this height. Okay? So that's all. Okay, my cast on number 108 or 96, and then I have to stop 3.5 inches before the top of your head. All right, so let's move on to the actual knitting. Cast on. I made 108 according to my math, or your number with multiple of 12. After the cast on, I am going to connect both ends and then knitting in round. Okay, so let's do the ribbon. Make sure all the casts are not twisted. Okay, put the begin marker and repeat off, knit 2 and purl 2. So starting with knit 2 and end with knit 2, because multiple of 12 is multiple of 4. So, and from the row number 2, knit over knit and purl over purl until your desired length. I knitted it about 1.5 inches. Then this is done for my ribbon. After the ribbon, change the needle to 5.5 millimeter, one size bigger, and then all knit. This is kind of preparation row, just all knit in one row. Okay, so now let's move on to main head cable part. Okay, I put the begin marker again, and row number 1, repeat of knit 2 to start, and after that C4B. There you go, first cable knitting. Okay, first of all, I want you to see the chart. Okay, so this chart meaning, okay, first of all, you need 4 stitch to create cable 4B. As you can see, there's, little box at the back and front and 2 inside. So there's gotta be 4 stitches. Okay, and right shift. So the front 2 stitch goes towards to right. And I'm gonna use the term cable 4B. That's because it's easy. However, sometimes people use 2/2 RC. What does this means? 2 stitch, 2 stitch, so total of 4, and right shift cable. So 2/2 RC is same as C4B. So you have to remember cable back means right shift. Another word, if you want to have a right shift cable, you have to put the cable at the back. Okay? So, you probably know if you put the cable out front, it's going to be left shift. Okay, so the cable knitting rule number 1. You have to divide the mid number by 2. So C4B, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So you have to pick up 2 stitch with cable needle and hold the cable needle at the back because it says so, cable 4 back. And the rule number 2, you have to knit left needle stitch first and then come back to cable needle, then knit. So the stitch go crossing. That's the cable knitting. Okay, so the mid number divided by 2, pick up those number of the stitch and hold it at the back or front, and then knit left needle first. Okay, so come back to cable, and whenever you knit the cable stitch, you kind of pull towards to right and left to create the front 2 stitch goes towards to right. This is the reason why if you put the cable needle at the back, the cable shift towards to right. You know what I'm saying? So the stitch out front goes to right or left. Okay, so pick up 2 stitch and hold it at the back. So the 2 stitch on the right needle has to go towards to right. And now when you pull the cable needle towards to left, automatically the, you know, the 2 stitch you already knit from the left needle goes towards to right. Super easy. So if you put the cable needle at the back, that's going to be right shift cable. Always. Always, always, always. Okay? So, another word, if you want to make the right shift cable, you have to do, cable something back. Sometimes, C5B, C6B, something like that. Okay? Super easy. And let's do one more time. Okay? Knit 2, then C4B. Pick up the 2 stitch with the cable needle and hold it at the back. Knit 2 from the left needle, come back to cable needle, and then knit 2 from cable needle. This is C4B or 2/2 RC. Okay? And just repeat. And after that, row number 2, 3, 4 are all knit. So just follow my written pattern. Here comes. This is end of the row number 4. And row number 5, C4F, which means cable for front kicks in. Alright, so row number 5. Repeat of C4F, then knit 2. So let's take a look at the chart. This is the one. There's no bar, but same as C4B. Okay? And the difference is left shifting. Okay? So another word, 2/2, left cable. Left shifting cable. Okay? So I'm going to write it down. C4F. Okay? So if it's right cable, back, and if it's left cable, front. Same as the chart. Okay, so that's how you have to remember. Okay, so let's do that. Cable for front. So you have to divide the mid number by 2 and pick up the those 2 stitch with the cable needle, right? So pick up 2 with the cable needle, then hold it out front because the pattern says so. Then the left needle first, right? So knit 2 from the left needle, then come back to cable needle. And when you come back the cable needle, you kind of have to pull the cable needle towards to left. So obviously 2 stitch out front goes towards to left. That makes, cable left. Okay? So as you can see, the cable is shifting towards the left. So let's do that again. So knit 2, then C4F. Pick up 2 with the cable needle and hold it out front because it says so. And then knit 2 from the left needle first. Come back to cable needle. And then knit 2 from cable needle. Okay? Knit 2. I'll show you one more time. Okay? Pick up 2 stitch with cable needle, hold it out front, and knit 2 from left needle, then come back to cable needle and knit 2 from cable needle. That's it. Okay, and finish this bracket, so knit 2. So let's see. So at the very bottom, I did the C4B, right? So you can tell it's right shifting, right? And, you know, I just did C4F 3 times. And you already see it's left shifting. So exactly same as the chart. So now you know everything you need to know to finish this project, pretty much. So just repeat row number 1 to row number 8 until your desired length. What do you mean by desired length? I already told you the crown is 23 rows. So you have to stop 23 rows before the top of your head. So again, for me, 3.5 inches. Okay, so I have to stop 3.5 inches before the top of your head. Okay, and I am going to use the left shift crown for yellow one. So I repeated 3 times of row number 1 to row number 8, then row number 1 to row number 5. Okay, so that's what I did. And then crown starts. So this is what I did. This is my, favorite, the hat. Okay. And then I kind of subtract 3.5 inches from the top. And this is the right time to create the, the crown. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have any hat to compare, well, you have to use your imagination. And after you knit row number 5, big if, the length is slightly too short or too long, okay, there's the way you can fix, which is you have to use right shift crown pattern. Okay, so I'll talk about it later. Now, adding the marker. I add markers every 6 stitches in next row, but don't do it. And it says every 12 stitches, but I decrease 1 stitch. So just read my written pattern. Okay, so technically, after 11, but there's the SSK right here. So, it's actually, 12. But so if I count this SSK as 2 stitch, okay, it's gonna be every 12 stitches. You know what I'm saying? So SSK and knit 10, then place the marker. There we go. I put the, the marker right now because I add every 6, stitches. So forget about this. Okay. So please follow my written pattern, which is repeat of SSK, knit 10, then PM. PM means place the marker. Okay? Because it's, useless for the marker after the, the first 6 stitch or whatever. Okay? So this one, the pink one, I shouldn't have done that. Okay? Anyway, SSK, knit 10, then place the marker. And then the left shift crown row number 2 all knit. I'm gonna just tell you the row the new technique kicks in, so just follow the written instruction. And here comes row number 3. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore the pink, the marker. Okay, so first C4F you already know. Okay, so knit 2 from the left needle and then come back to cable needle and knit 2 from cable needle. This is front, which means left shift. Again, this is gonna be left shift crown. And then knit 1. Forget about this marker. I remove it. Good. And then another C4F. In this row, I just want to make sure I remove the unnecessary marker. That's it. Okay, and knit 2 and SM means slide the marker. There you go. And just keep, knitting in this row. Okay, and here is actually end of the row number 11 and row number 12, C2F. In other words, 1/1 LC, left shift, cable kicks in, the new one. So I'm going to show you. It's easy. Cable to front. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, right? You have to divide the mid number by 2. So you have to pick one stitch, and out one stitch with the cable needle and hold it out front because it's going to be left shift crown. That's it. Okay, so pick up one stitch out of the 2, right? And then hold it out front. Then left needle first, so knit 1 this time, okay? And then come back to cable and knit 1. Left shift cable. Okay, super easy. And knit 1, then SSK. And you just have to repeat. Then slide the marker. I'll show you one more time. Easy though. C2F, which means 2/2 LC. Pick up 1. Knit 1 from the left needle and come back to cable and knit 1 from the cable needle. This is cable to front. And then knit 1 and SSK. And now I'm going to actually show you how to do C2F, another word, 1/1 LC without the cable. I don't like this way, but I'll show you anyway. So the first stitch has to be out front, right? So if I pick the second stitch like that, the first stitch goes back, so you can't pick that way, right? So grab the second stitch on the left needle and drop those 2 stitch off. And I'm grabbing the bottom of the first stitch because I don't want to lose that stitch. Okay, then you switch. The first one comes front, it's already left shifting, and then second stitch you put the back onto left needle and then knit those two. Okay, because sometimes people say just the LC, the left cable, which means C to F. So some people do this way without the cable needle. So again, put this, take the second stitch from the behind like that, and then switch those two. Okay, make sure the first stitch has to be out front. So you should know which way to pick up the second stitch. You know what I'm saying? So here I'm a little bit struggled. That's why I don't really like it, that way. I like to use the cable. It's easier. And now I want to give you a little tip. Okay, so with the left shift crown, okay, I'm using the SSK, slip, slip, knit method to decrease. Why? Because SSK is left shift decrease. Okay, so if I do SSK, the stitch kind of goes to left shift. Okay, and knit two together is, the right leaning decrease. That's why with this yellow project, I use SSK because every, thing I want is left leaning. Okay. So now I just did the row number 22. So everybody, has 2 stitch left in between markers. However, the total number of the stitch count is different because the cast on number is different to begin with, right? I have 108, but I don't know your cast on number. So, depend on your cast on number, maybe less or maybe more. Mine 108 divided by 12 because multiple of 12 equal 9. So I have a 9 section times 2 stitch left. So I have 18 stitches total, right? So the most important thing is, with this total stitch count, can you close it? There's no big gap on top of your head, then fine. However, if you still have, too many total count, you can do one more SSK. You know what I'm saying? If you are using much thinner, needle and yarn, which means you have more cast on number. So there's got to be more stitch. However, if it's thinner, you can maybe, close it with more, total stitch count. So it's really depends. Okay. So if you go like this, okay, if, seems like you can close it, that's the end of it after, row 23. Okay. So use the tapestry needle and just, pick up all the stitch and then close it. I'm actually having a little struggle because the needle is big. And anyway, so just doing like this. And obviously you can weave the ends off inside of the hat, which is wrong side. So you don't show any, thing. Well, it's on top, so it doesn't really matter, but make sure it's closed and secure. Okay? So the left shift crown, the yellow, one is done pretty much. There you go. So the head part is woven, cable. Okay, it's the mixed with the C4B and C4F, but the top crown part is I use only left shift cable, which is C4F and C42. And the length is, there we go, same as my favorite, hat. Because I, uh, think, backwards and I started, on right time. Okay, so now I want to actually show you how to do right shift crown. Again, right shift crown and left shift crown. The difference is when to stop. Okay, for the right shift, you have to stop after you did row number 1. So I repeated 4 times of row number 1 to row number 8. Then I finish row number 1. So, another word, 4 rows more than yellow one. So 4 rows, it doesn't really matter. But, if it does, you can use either one of, the right or left shift. Okay, so the row number 1 is easy, repeat of knit 10 and then knit 2 together and place the marker. Do you remember I gave you the little tip? If you want to write leaning, decreasing, you have to use knit 2 together. There you go. Then place the marker. Okay. And, again, I just want to, show you only for new technique. So after this row, I just actually do the knit 2 together. Anyway, after this, I'm going to jump to row number 12. Okay? Because the C2B kicks in right here. Okay? So I just finished row number 11. And row number 12 is repeat of knit 2 together, knit 1, and C2B. You already know, so I don't really have to, but pick up the 1, hold it at the back, and knit 1 from the left needle, come back to cable needle, and knit 1. That's it. And knit 3 and SM is slide the marker. Okay? And I want to show you one more time. Knit 2 together and knit 1, then C2B. Another word, 1/1, back means right, so RC. Okay, so knit 1 from left needle first and then knit 1 from the cable. That's it. Also, I'm going to show you how to do without cable. Same as, C2F. So here. Take 2 and then try to get the the second stitch front. In other words, the first stitch will go back, and then knit 2. Did you get that? I seriously don't like this without the cable. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky for me. Anyway, there you go. Pick up 2 and try to get the first stitch the back, which means you have to pick the second one, front. Then pick up the first one from the behind. You know what I'm saying? But, there you go. You can do that without the cable. And I think that's about it. Okay, I finished the right shift green one. Obviously, it's a little bit, smaller but taller because I repeated more than, the left shift one. See, the only 4, rows. That's about it. It was, easy, quick knit. I think took me about 2 days to finish for one. Okay. If you like the right shift, use the green one pattern. And if you like the left shift, use the yellow pattern. Okay? Whichever you like. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, leave the comment below. I try to help you. Bye for now. See you next time.